Yeah, there's like I said, just near the North Pier, so we're not going to never get anybody in, any faces in. So yeah, I believe there's someone from the police negotiating with an individual. So at the moment, all of this has just basically been left open, which is, you know, the questions are going to be asked. Health and safety and security. It's, like I said, the walls are probably unsafe, uneven, and there's no demolition team, it looks like, on site. And welcome back to a brand new video. So the sun is out. It's a bit of a miserable start on this Thursday day, but the afternoon and the sun did come out. And see the clouds in the sky. Lovely afternoon. So I was going to start this video off just near Bisbam, and the reason being, I thought I'd just grab this one just opposite the miners' home. You see the illuminations are now becoming more visible as they're getting all prepared for next month when the big switch on is here. Fantastic event, that one. And that starts off right near Red Bank Road, so come and join me on this video. So that just down there is the go-kart track. That used to be the boating lake many years ago. And a lot of people said, you know, how great it was. They got fantastic and fond memories of the old boating lake. And like I said, that's now been transformed into a go-kart track. So if you fancy a bit of that, I'll pop the link in the description. But what a wonderful view. The sea is like glass today, and the tide is in. You see the fishermen are right down there. So we're going to continue along the promenade. We're going to have a bit of an update on what's going on in Blackpool. So this is like the north side of Blackpool. You got all the hotels, the Elgin, the Boston Hotel, the Dorchester, the Miners Hotel, the Cliffs Hotel, Savoy Hotel, all along here. And this leads to the Jubilee Gardens, another wonderful place. Filmed that many a time. But it's a nice bit of a walk. Like I said, you can go all the way from the promenade, have a bit of a walk up to Bisbam if you wanted to, you know, all the way up to Cleveleys, and the tram does run along here also. So you got plenty of options. You have a walk one way and the tram back, and you see how many people just enjoy the shots, the scenery. And like I said, this is the Jubilee Gardens, another fantastic one. So as we continue down, like the middle decks, this is like the middle decks. You can see all the great Colosseums, or that's what I call them, the Colosseums. Just reminds you a little bit of Rome. And it's such a shame, like, you know, they've been let go, deteriorated over the years, because these are sort of iconic to Blackpool. And it, you know, it's really sort of like, it is very upsetting just to see, you know, the state they are in, chipped away, you know, and becoming more and more, you know, harder to repair. And these stretch all the way down to the Metropole Hotel, and you just see the tower visible straight ahead, the North Pier. Like I say, so many people have walked down here in the past, and yeah, it is a shame. All fenced off for health and safety reasons now. It's become, you know, quite dangerous. Here the scaffolding is up on a lot of those now. So let's hope, you know, something gets done. The council does something, and you know, sort of brings them back to the former glory. So just a bit of a shot looking towards Central Pier. You can still see many people on the steps, just waiting for the tide to turn, so they can just enjoy a bit of the beach. But you know, with these long days, they can sort of, you know, have a bit of a walk along the beach. So, you know, it's like 10, 11 o'clock on the evening, but you can see the tide is in at the moment. So just popped down to Bonny Street Police Station, and we did many a live down here, and also documented the courts coming down. And this is basically what is left now. So you haven't been down here for about a week now. So I thought I'd give everyone a little update. And you see that huge pile of rebar metal also. It looks like there's been a bit of a fire in that one. You see how charred it looks? Looks like there's been a fire. Oh, it's probably just me, but it certainly looks like that one. But yeah, this is just a bit of an update. I'm not too sure what's been going on here. There's a suitcase, looks like someone's blanket, a duvet. It's a shame that people, you know, nowadays have got to sleep rough like that. You know, nobody in this day and age, no matter what country, you know, should be subject to you know, these conditions, especially in winter. It's alright. It's like camping, I guess, in the summer, but in the winter months, it's not right. So just a slightly closer look now, and you can see straight in front, it looks like it's all burnt for some reason, where there's other sections, you know, it's like clean, but there's a couple of machines still going, sorting through everything, and that graffiti is still there. It's not long before this one is completely gone. So I thought this one would have gone by now, so it hasn't been used for about a week now. And you can see the huge machine which ripped the heart out of the police station. It's still laid dormant, so I'd imagine that's probably only a matter of time before it gets called up to its next job. So a bit of a different view, sort of face on with this, and you can see that is what's left. Absolutely nothing at all. Basically just a 1-story high, and the actual walkway itself. It'd be interesting, you know, when it comes to the moving all the rubble. Obviously there's cells down underneath which go underground, so that'll be an interesting one, how they get to that one. So we'll keep you up to date with that one. So I think we're going to pop over to the Central Club. We haven't been there for probably a couple of weeks now. So we're going to pop over there, head back on the promenade, and have a bit of a look around what's going on. But you can see all the graffiti still remains for the time being. So this is just a bit of a look, excuse the noise in the background. This is just a look from Bonny Street side. And you see there's all sorts of twisted and tangled metal. What has come out of here? Look at that. That's just from Bonny Street side, this one. You see the surface, like they've been digging down. So I've been down here for several weeks on this side. You can see there's an awful lot of work being carried on. Look how visible Blackpool Tower is now. Absolutely extraordinary. So just arrived at the Central Club, or the former Central Club, shall I say now. And there's not a lot left, but in fact there's no machinery. That sort of raises a few questions. Where's all the machinery gone? So I'm going to have a bit of a look around this one. So the former Central Club in Blackpool on Kent Road, and we haven't been here for quite a while. And you see the majority is now gone, but however, what has definitely gone is all the machines. So that sort of raises some questions. Where's all the machines gone? Has the company... Well, yeah, it sort of speaks for itself, really. There's no machines on site at all, where every time we've come down in the evening or had a bit of an update, the machines have been here, but all the machines have gone. Strange one. So we're just on Kent Road, and have a bit of a look around the alley, which is where the wall is at the back of these properties. You because you can get right down the alley now. So we'll have a bit of a look down. So it looks like people possibly maybe back in the houses. So this is just a bit of a look down. What a tragic one this one was. This is just looking down the alley. See all the rubble, all the bricks, and the wall is half down. Look at that. Oh, this is just the corner section, and like I said, this is where the alley is. And see, there's no fencing or anything. It's just literally you can walk straight down there. Absolutely incredible, and you can literally just step over there and go right into the site. Incredible. So I think we'll leave the central club demolition. It's more or less down, but again, you know, a lot of these walls, how stable are they? And there's an awful lot of metal about, very sharp metal, shards of metal and glass, all sorts along here. And like I said, there's not any sign of any demolition team. There's no machinery, there's nothing in place. And you can walk right into this one. So it's a bit of a worrying one, this one. Let me know what you think in the comments. So just on Caroline Street, and look at this one. Looks like someone's been painting possibly the rear of the house, and look at all the paint. What's gone on that car? Look at that. Wow, see, it's gone all over the road, the pavement. But look at that one, covered in paint. So this is Caroline Street. We'll have a bit of a ride up. I've got the bike with me today, so we'll have a bit of a ride up with this one. Yeah, Caroline Street, and again, there's some lovely little guest houses along this way, along the back streets. Just imagine that you park your car up and you come out to it all full of paint. I don't think you'd be too happy. It looks like quite a new car as well. So this just leads on to Shannon Street, this one, and then it loops on to Coop Street. Also, in fact, we'll do a right, and we'll go along down at Coop Street. And this is a very cheap car park. If you do come to Blackpool, it's only a £5 for the day, £5. Absolutely bargain, this one. So like I said, this is Coop Street, and you got all little guest houses, all little things along this way. So again, this street has got plenty of history too. And again, this leads straight to the I saw someone's having a domestic back there. I didn't want to stop with that one. And this leads straight to the courts. You can see the machines are still going. It's about 6 o'clock now, just before 6 p.m. So yeah, we have covered a little bit on this one so far. So we just rejoined the Promenade once again, and as Blackpool gets ready to switch over from like a day mode to an evening to a night mode, it sort of changes like the atmosphere. But you know, all times of day are incredible when you do hit the Promenade, and many places in Blackpool. So we're going to have a bit of a walk along the Promenade and just see how busy it is, and if anything is going on. So as we take a bit of a ride down, I'm getting a bit lazy, to be honest, in my old age. I end up sort of riding a few places, but you can just get to a lot more places a lot more quicker than walking. Walking, you know, you can take for hours covering, you know, what we do cover. Because I always like to try to find a different area and not just stick to one area, go to many places and bring you as much as possible. So this is that little patch of beach. I always go on, most videos always gone about this little patch of beach, but you can see that's it's always the first to be uncovered. That's why so many people venture down this way and more towards the north. It just takes out, you know, probably an extra hour and a half before the sand dries out and becomes visible. So this one is why it's always very popular around here, and it is quite late. It's around sort of like 6:15 now in the evening, so it'll be quite late by the time this video does go on. But it's always nice to see, you know, plenty of people just enjoying a bit of the scenic views and having a bit of fun. So as we continue down the promenade, you can see all the new normal ones: the Funland, the Sea Life, the Golden Mile, Coral Island, Spyglass, all the top ones down there. And so normally on a Wednesday, if you're ever in Blackpool on a Wednesday, you'll see a lot of training going on with the RNLI. So if you do see that on a Wednesday, try not to be too alarmed. They do training on that day, and you know the amount of lives they save, absolutely incredible over the year. A really huge hats off to those guys. And we just in fact go past there, you can see they've got the shutters up. Absolutely huge thanks to them as we just swing by the RNLI. So it's not too busy. Like it is a school night, a weekday night, so a lot of people are still at work. Look at all the amount of seagulls. Look at that, flocks of them. Look at that, flocks and flocks of seagulls. Someone must have had a bag of chips and they've burst open to see that many in one place. So it looks like something is happening near the North Pier. And you see the old banana tram which is going, but there's an awful lot of police presence, which is just near the North Pier. It's been taped off, so not too sure exactly what has happened. And I believe the Coast Guard is out also, so let's hope. I always say in these situations, let's hope, you know, whatever has happened, they're okay. Like I said, just near the North Pier, this one. And it's like I said, just near the North Pier, so we're not going to never get anybody in, any faces in. So there's a huge police presence. You can see the tape is gone. In fact, I'll just move the camera around. I won't want to film anything what might happen. But yeah, this is just near the North Pier. So yeah, I believe there's someone from the police negotiating with an individual at present. And let's hope he realises that life is too short. I'd imagine. I mean, I wouldn't like to speculate if he's got worries and things. It's not my place to say, but all I can say is let's hope there's a peaceful resolution to this one and everybody walks away okay. So, like I said, you can see it's all taped up without getting any individual in, and even if you try to get through down the middle decks, that one's all taped up. So again, let's hope that that individual is safe, remains safe, he gets the possible help he needs today. And to be fair, I think that's the perfect shot to end the video on. Today's video on is the North Pier. Look at that, the wonderful sky, absolutely magnificent. And you see a lot of starlings. They come in flocks, come in drones around the North Pier. So if you've ever seen that one, they put on a fantastic display. So until next time, look after yourself. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button, all the usual. And until next time, look after yourselves, take care, and it's a bye from me. Bye bye.